My last video was received quite well despite not getting many views. I'm going to keep recording these videos though, so don't worry. In this video, I'll tell you everything you need to know about the T-90M. This vehicle is a rank 8 Russian main battle tank that sits just below the T-72B3. Also, if I sound a bit weird right now, it's because I'm sick and I feel like I'm dying. Before I tell you about the T-90M in particular, we need to talk about something quite frustrating with top tier currently. The first thing that comes to mind is just how ridiculous the Spall Liner is. I don't know who at Gaijin HQ was like, we needed these things, but they're ridiculous. It just completely negates most damage from the side, making you far more survivable. Even worse is that I believe it's only on the T-90M and a few Leopard 2 variants. It's just a terrible idea to only give them to a few vehicles, as it creates a completely unfair advantage. I think I'm just going to play a few clips to show you how durable this tank really is. And the way Gaijin implemented them is just awful. You see, the thing is, Spall Liners don't weaken or break after use. For balance purposes, in my opinion, they should break after 1 or 2 shots. That way they keep you alive a little bit longer while not becoming game breaking. So yeah, Spall Liners, good idea, terrible execution. Alright, so let's get into some positive attributes of this tank. The T-90M has excellent frontal protection, being able to survive multiple top tier rounds with relative ease. Due to the slat armor and ERA, it is effectively impervious to heat rounds. It has access to the powerful 3BM60 APFSDS. These rounds are devastating and cause large amounts of damage on successful penetration. I'm not sure what exact generation the thermals are, but I do know that they're very high quality, allowing you to spot enemies with ease. It also has access to a laser warning system, which is very useful as it lets you know when enemy tanks are laser range finding you, or enemy aircraft are locking onto you with laser guided weaponry. This tank, like all previous T-72, T-80, and T-64 variants, has an automatic loading system. This is good as if you use a crew member, you will keep the same reload of 7.1 seconds. It also has slightly better gun depression than your typical Soviet tank. Instead of -5 or -4, it has -6. It also has a wide variety of ammo such as Heat, APFSDS, HE, and ATGMs. You'll find that most people don't use the missiles. They can be useful, but generally speaking, the APFSDS is better. Not only is the armor on this tank good, it also has small weak spots, unlike the Ariete, where in that case, the whole tank is a weak spot. By the way, these tanks are the same battle rating. There's probably a lot more positive things I could say about this tank, but simply for time constraints, I can't list them all for you. I'll tell you a few last positive thoughts I have on this thing. The forward mobility is decent, though there is plenty of tanks that will move faster. Also, being covered in ERA and slat armor means you have 360 degrees of protection. It also has armor on the cannon breech, unlike other Soviet tanks, meaning you won't lose your breech as much. And lastly, the tank just looks amazing. It's one of my favorite looking tanks, it just looks so dope. Alright, this has nothing to do with the T-90M, but what is this map, Gaijin? Like, what were they thinking when they made this? It's just a box of death, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. The winning team is just the team that spawn camps the enemy more. Sorry for getting off topic, but man, these maps are frustrating. Back to the T-90M though, everything I'm gonna tell you applies to every single T-64, T-72, and T-80. All of these tanks have abysmal reverse gears. This makes retreating much harder as you may have to turn the tank completely around just to escape. Also, while I did compliment this tank's gun depression earlier, it's still much less than its NATO counterparts. We need to consider some weaknesses of the autoloader as well. Because the tank is autoloaded, you cannot decrease the reload speed with a higher level crew. And the reload speed of the autoloader isn't even that fast. Most tanks with manual loaders will reload just as fast, if not faster than you. The autoloader placement also isn't that good as it's located in the middle of the tank, and not at the back of the turret, meaning any shots to the side put your tank at a risk of exploding. Though this usually doesn't happen because now you have a Spall Liner to absorb a ton of damage. This may sound like a lot of cons, but remember, these issues are shared by most Russian MBTs. The T-90M is based off the T-72, meaning it doesn't have the faster reload of the T-80 or the more powerful turbine engine. This makes it a far slower tank than the T-80 BVM. The T-90M is possibly the strongest main battle tank in War Thunder. While this tank doesn't have the most powerful cannon or the best engine, I think it is safe to say that it has some of the best protection. I've never played a tank at top tier besides maybe the STRV-122, where you can just comfortably go in an open field knowing you will not die in one shot. Most of your enemies will fail to kill you instantly, giving you the chance to strike back and kill them. Your weak points are much harder for them to hit as well, while you can comfortably hit theirs, disabling them or killing them. It is very easy to spot your opponents due to high zoom on the gunner sights and the high quality thermals, meaning you can get your shot off first. The Relict ERA is already known to be very powerful, but combining strong ERA with a Spall Liner truly makes this tank durable. This tank is also in a tree with plenty of other strong vehicles such as the T-90M, BMP-2M, and K50, making it a welcome addition to an already very powerful lineup, which is why I'm glad to say that the T-90M is 100% worth grinding for. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I would have made it a lot longer, but I've been very busy this week. I'm really starting to enjoy recording review videos. Let's just hope this one doesn't flop. If you want to see more content like this, make sure you sub to my channel. And don't forget, I've got a Discord server you can join.